Today, January 26th, is the day GamerStop rises up in stock price. I'll give you the synopsis if you don't know what's going on here. As told by 4chan, they targeted gamers. Gamers. We're the group of people who sit for hours, days, or weeks on end performing some of the hardest. Okay, come on. All right, come on. Most mentally demanding tasks, over and over and over, all for nothing more than a little digital token saying we did. We punish ourselves doing things others would consider torture. We think it's fun. We spend most, if not all of our free time, min-maxing stats on a fictional character, all to draw out a single extra point of damage per second. Many of us have made careers out of doing all of these things, slogging through grind all day, the same quest over and over hundreds of times, to the point where we know every little detail of such. Some have gained such gamer Nevada that they can literally play games blindfolded. That is the thing. People are speedrunning games blindfolded these days. I don't even understand why or how they do it, but they do it. Do these people have any idea how many controllers they've smashed or systems overheated, discs or carts destroyed in frustration, all to be later referred as bragging rights? These people honestly think this is a battle they can win? Take our media. They are building a new one without them. We are already building a new one without them. They take our devs. Gamers aren't shy about throwing their money elsewhere, and they'll make even making games themselves. They think calling us racist, misogynists, our apologists is going to change us. We've been called worse things by prepubescent 10-year-olds with a shitty headset. They picked a fight against a group that has already grown desensitized to the strategies and methods. Who enjoys a battle of attrition? They've threatened with us. Who will... Sorry guys, I'm bad at reading. Who take it as a challenge when they tell us we no longer matter. Our obsession with proving that we can be told that we can't is simply ingrained in years of Big Brother Big Sisters laughing at how pathetic we are and proving whatever. Anyways, they targeted gamers, guys. WallStreetBets. All right, I'm gonna try to give you the iffy stiffy of it. Okay. Disavow any offensive words you see on screen here. Okay. So a bunch of bankers got together. They all gave a super bank all of their money, and he formed an investment fund. The super banker became so greedy that he sold 260% of GameStop shares. He sold 260% of something. He shorted it too, by the way, agreeing to buy shares back up this Friday. Now, non-bankers on Biz and WallStreetBets found out that this ultra banker has to buy back billions of dollars worth of GameStop by Friday. So they all started buying like crazy, and everyone's refusing to sell. So the super banker has to buy. He had an agreement, so he has to pay what the market price is. He's losing billions, and therefore his banker investors are losing billions. Non-bankers are literally punishing the banks again. This is the next economic crash, you guys. This is what's causing it. I'm not even joking. Okay, this is serious. Melvin Capital says we are so effed. This is a moment of history, guys. No, I'm serious right now. Some hedge fund retards placed massive shorts on GameStop. They were betting against gamers. They were saying games are going to go down. That's what they were saying. That's what when you short something, there's lots of analogies on here, okay? And we have a video.
The Reddit rebellion continuing to play out today. GameStop surge.
Get this anti-Semitic stuff out of here. So, basically, this is how shorting works. Borrow a game from a friend, sell it for $50. A while later, The friend wants the game back. The price of the game has gone down since then. Buy the game for $30. Give it back to your friend. You're $20 richer. Shorting in a nutshell. All right. Same principle with stocks, except much larger dollar amounts. However, here's what's happening. Borrow a PS5 from a friend. Sell it for $500. A while later, the friend wants the PS5 back. Since then, people have been buying PS5s like crazy, and the price is skyrocketing. A PS5 now costs way more than $500 now. You'll be forced to buy one much more expensive in order to give it back to your friend. Ends up losing money. So, this company was shorting GameStop. Let's see if we can find that post here. They were betting against gamers. Internet begins to notice. They're plotting. They begin plotting in underground forms which way to fight back. They see the elite short. And so they basically do cause this this hedge fund to run out of money, and they get bailed out. Instead of abandoning, they're doubling down. That's the craziest thing now. The bank is doubling down against their dumb decision to try to take out GameStop. And so 4chan and WallStreetBets is taking this as a personal insult and are waging their own economic war against the banks. That's what the banks were trying to do here. And you're going to see they're really not, the bankers are really quite furious what's going on here. One of them wants regulations to stop this. Full out financial assault against the little guy, thinking the big man can bully them out of their with their endless funds. People don't stop buying. Back up a little bit here on the story here. Pretty good story. I think this is fucking crazy. Some hedge funds places massive shorts on GameStop. Internet begins to notice. Internet begins plotting in underground forms ways to fight back. They see elite slip and let loose a short that is greedy even among the greediest people. They plan their attack. Sounds so weird. And start buying this stock. And the hedge fund elite money launderers are shorting. This causes them to need assistance from other hedge funds. Instead of doing the right thing, these guys double down and bet against us even more. Full out of financial assault against the little guy, thinking the big man can bully them out of the endless funds. People don't stop buying. They aren't stopping. Now the elites are out billions, okay? They're begging banks to bail them out. 2008 was $50 billion. This is already hundreds of billions. Banks are now in collision against little guy, but they keep buying. Hedge fund banks are now bankrupt, and they're still holding. They won't sell. Sell already. Sell, the elite screamed. They begged the U.S. government to bail them out again, only this time fiat dollar does nothing. It can't be done. Printing has gone too far. It's over. Complete central banking system collapse. Only alternative being crypto. Freedom from central banking system. There it is, guys. It's happening. It's finally happening. I don't know why I have this picture here. This isn't relevant at all. But you can be a tourist if you want. WallStreetBets. Look at the price of this stock, you guys. What happened here? What happened here? The internet happened. The game stopped. Where were you guys when the game stopped? GameStop trading could be systemically wrong, state regulator says. Well, let's hear him out. Maybe he's right. Go over some more memes before we hear him out. Maybe he's wrong. Melvin Capital to file bankruptcy as soon as next week, according to sources. The bill they received yesterday from Citadel and Point72 went proof today as GameStop momentum continued. The fund was forced to liquidate its Alibaba position after hours. So what else is going on here? I guess professional short sellers never considered what would happen if they got squeezed by a legion of tiny retail investors on a 20-year-old form with a free trading app and a $600 stimulus check at their disposal. A perfect storm. Wild times on Discord. Gamer strong, says Elon Musk. This is from today. If you guys don't know, Elon is actually rather pro this stock position. Please stop, you guys. Please stop. Because the company that is shorting GameStop, I think is the same company that bet against Elon Musk's Tesla. So it's a little bit of personal for him. Curious why Papa Elon is shilling GME? It's because Melvin Capital shorted Tesla years ago and bragged about it. Elon has battled shorts for almost a decade. Well, I remember when he complained that shorting should be illegal, and he released shorts when he finally defeated them. Guess who bragged about shorting Tesla? Gabe Plotkin from Bloomberg. Plotkin described Melvin as a... Okay. Anyway, so Tesla, Elon Musk doesn't like Plotkin, the guy who behind Melvin Capital, behind the GameStop short. It's a good day. It's a good day. Now let's hear from the banking elite as they shake in their boots. Look at the like to dislike ratio on this video, by the way.
The Reddit rebellion continuing to play out today. GameStop surging again after hours with so much volatility surrounding the name. Our next guest says there should be more than a halt on the stock. He thinks the SEC should actually suspend trading altogether on GameStop.
No, you can't. You Redditors can't make money. Only us financial elites are supposed to manipulate the markets like this. We need regulations to keep you little pawns out of this money market. This is for us big league bankers.
GameStop. Let's bring in Jacob Frankel. He's a former senior counsel for the SEC's Enforcement Division, now a partner at Dickinson Wright. Jacob, great to have you as always. What in your view is going wrong here? This is just a group of investors on a social media site.
Well, there's nothing wrong with the free speech, but what we really have here, in my view, is a kids gaming stock that needs adult supervision. And I think that adult supervision is probably an SEC trading.
Why is that, huh? Why are they not allowed to make money in the stock market?
Suspension. Everything that's going on is certainly going to invite an SEC investigation. The whole purpose of a trading suspension, which is different than a circuit breakers, is the SEC has the administrative ability to suspend trading when there are questions about the accuracy of publicly available information. And you have this competing dialogue as to what really is going on at the company and what's motivating the trading in the stock.
People are supposed to be selling the stock, not buying it. This stock was supposed to go down. We were trying to short it. I was trying to sell it today for $50 and buy it back later for $30, making money now. But now, I was supposed I sold all this stock at $50, but now the stock is worth $500. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Time to start. We're gonna watch investors start jumping out of buildings soon.
But also, one of the bases for a trading suspension is a possible or potential stock manipulation. That would be something that the SEC would.
Oh, okay. When people on a public forum all say, "Hey, let's all buy this stock together," that's not allowed. It's publicly accessible information, bro. No one's stopping you from reading it too.
Would look at that. But again, when you have this level of volatility and the circuit breakers are not sufficient or not accomplishing their objective, that really is the next option. And just to be clear, a trading suspension is not permanent. It is strict. It is a 10-day trading suspension that is within the SEC's statutory authority, and it's something that the SEC wielded 35 to 40 times in connection with COVID-related stocks.
Mm-hmm. How do you prove market manipulation? I mean, how do you prove that anything that anybody is saying on Reddit or any other site for that matter is wrong or done with an intent to manipulate the stock price? And why is this different from a bunch of investors on an Apple thread talking about the stock of Apple? It's just Apple's a much bigger market cap, doesn't move as much.
Well, Melissa, that really is a great question.
I'm just reading your name right now, Rob Banks. Why is your name Rob Banks? That seems awfully relevant to the topic at hand. And how long have you been a mod in my chat?
That's exactly what the SEC would look at. And what it would look at is it will align what is being said, the accuracy of what is being said, and who is doing the trading, and is there some type of big word from the last couple of years, collusion within that trading. But when we're talking about manipulation, what we're really talking about from an investigative purpose is that the SEC would look at whether there is actual active trading for the purpose of raising, or in the case of the shorts, depressing the price of a security for the purpose of inducing others to buy or sell that security. That's what the SEC is going to look at. It's a very time-consuming process. It's kind of stuff I worked on when I was at the SEC and actually found very challenging and interesting, because you really then are getting into the motivation, the communications, the timing, and the information. And in this day and age, everything's fast.
Well, let me ask you this question, and I guess I'm just going to play the role of devil's advocate, and from the perspective of what I've read on this WallStreetBets thread, how is this any different from a couple of hedge funds or a few hedge funds saying that they're going to go short a stock? They've communicated via email. One goes on CNBC or on Twitter and states that they have a short case, puts out a YouTube video. Isn't that the same? Isn't that manipulation, except on a bigger scale? These are bigger shareholders.
They're
They have
bigger.
bigger voices. They're the quote-unquote
How
smart
is it
money on Wall
different?
Street. They can get away with it? That's not manipulation?
No, and certainly hedge
No,
funds,
it's not when the fucking big money does it. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, okay, cool.
can participate in manipulative activity. There's nothing that that really puts one institution over a series of individuals. When we talk about stock manipulation, I mean, I remember back in 2001, the SEC brought an enforcement case against a 15-year-old high school student for stock manipulation. So it's not that there's any particular characteristic, and certainly the institutions do it. What we're really talking about here is the conduct in connection with this stock, which is experiencing such volatility, and the circuit breakers don't seem to be addressing it satisfactorily.
Why do circuit breakers need to be addressed? Because you're losing money? Oh, shut the fuck up. Listen, bro. Every time you buy a stock, listen, guys, all of us need to buy GameStop together. Every time we buy GameStop and we hold it out and their short fails, they lose money. We can punish the banks. We all do this together, and we can. I don't think they'll get bailed out again this time.
Actually, what I'm saying is that is an option. But even if the SEC were not to do it, and granted, the SEC tends to use trading suspensions almost exclusively in the small cap space. But the fact is, there is conduct here that certainly has the SEC likely already investigating, and in all likelihood, there's also a parallel criminal investigation.
Hold on. This is he's trying to make it happen. They're probably already likely investing. You're wishing this to happen.
Because ultimately, if you get down to it, you marry up the fundamentals of this company with a stock price. I think
most shorted stocks, short interest as percent of float, 138%. Oh, damn.
There are a lot of questions, and the analysts are asking those same questions.
Mr. Frankel, it's Tim Seymour. Thank you for joining us. I guess my question is really around enforcement of social media because of kind of the group think and the lack of disclosure. Is there anything developing within the SEC that's seeks to at least tighten up the reins around this, because it does seem that these forums are ones that really almost anything goes?
Well, it goes beyond that, because if you look at how many cases.
What do you mean anything goes on these forums? So, free speech is a tool of the powerless to use against the powerful. You can see here the literal powerful, wealthy, outraged that there's free speech for plebeians to organize their stock trades. There's people online talking to each other
around this, because it does seem that these forums are ones that really.
You can join them too. Doesn't mean you'll take their fucking advice. And ha ha ha. Look at that fucking, the grimace on that guy. He is so unhappy.
Almost anything goes.
Well, it goes beyond that, because if you look at how many cases tend to be brought around what's being said on, for example, the message boards around small cap stocks, that really is the issue. There is, the SEC will not touch free speech. And what I'm saying is not intended in any way to suggest that people don't have the right to express their opinion. The issue is whether they're disseminating materially false and misleading information, and
people are lying, materially false disinformation.
For what purpose? Because that is really the trigger for whether there is securities fraud. And when it comes to, because we're talking about an exchange-listed security, as opposed to what we always talk about.
Well, it was kind of a meme, and it went viral, and you can't really control it become a viral meme.
There's another provision in the Securities Exchange Act of 1934, which is Section 9A2,
oh, Jesus
9
Christ.
Alpha 2, which talks about manipulation specifically. And that's where you're talking about active trading for the purpose of inducing activity. And I think that's what the SEC is going to look at.
Bro, listen, there's thousands of people going over these posts right now and are reading it and are like, what's going on right here, huh? This may scare you a lot. We all saw GMA scoop to 150 and back to 150. This kind of range has never been seen before. It's easy to hire on this scare, but because the short sellers contracts a company in a large process cover a large amount of shares that would, from what would be float, this means that there is less available shares for trading, making the price extremely volatile. Usually when this happens to a stock, a short squeeze will ensure, or the stock will just drive to bankruptcy. So what the fuck are the fuckheads at Shitron and Melvin trying to do? With GME, we're seeing literal historic levels of support for GME. This causes the price to go up, and the short sellers have to pay out the difference on how much it's going to go up directly to the people taking them up on their contracts. The most well-known user for taking up this contract was user Deep Fucking Value, with the profits from these calls. Dude, I saw this guy's account. He's up like $2.4 million. And he could sell at any moment and make the time. But the longer he holds it, the higher the price is going to be for everybody. And it fucks over the people trying to short it. This literally has to go on forever, or until the short sellers are broke and give up. In the past, when this happened, short sellers stopped because they didn't want to get squeezed out of all their money. In this case of GME, the short sellers did not think WallStreetBets had the ability to continue what we started, and they're posting more and more short contracts. When you watch the stock, you can literally picture a Lord of the Rings meme battle between the rich jackasses who want the GME staff out of jobs and the Reddit buyers who keep the price above yesterday's every day. Every day we see green, we're making our call contracts print us money directly from Melvin and Shitron, and our leaders are making these calls, are buying the shares. I promise you, to participate, buy shares, hold them until GME hits 1,000, or even after that. It's only at 200 right now, and people want to hold it till it gets to 1,000. Exactly. It's only okay when they do it. Can we get some real-time quotes here? What's this website? GME real time. NASDAQ. Ooh, it's currently at 200. And by the way, guys, you can use Robinhood or Acorn to buy fractions of a share of a stock. This is terrible, man. This Reddit thread's been absolutely terrible for me. Anyways, that's pretty much all the news I wanted to cover here of Wall Street Bets. The game stopped today, guys. The game stopped today. If you guys like this type of content, leave a like down below, subscribe. Please share the video. It's the only way this channel will grow. Tell people to subscribe. As I itch my nose. My giant nose. Radically Moderate out of here.